The devastated family of an Iranian rapper sentenced to death for using his music to criticize the regime said he will stand strong until the end. Toomaj Salehi, 33, was arrested in 2022 in the midst of a powerful uprising triggered by the death in custody of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. Salehi bravely used his music to challenge the leadership of Iran, railing against the state's corruption and crackdowns on dissent. His anti-regime songs were used as a backdrop to the women, life, freedom protests that broke out across Iran after Amini was beaten to death for wearing an improper hijab on September 2022. Earlier this week, his lawyer announced that he had been sentenced to death. Salehi's fans refer to him as the son of Iran, the lion of Iran. Salehi's cousin Azadeh Babadi has now spoken out, praising Salehi's strength. In a situation like this, he thinks of us, his family and his fans instead of being worried for himself, she told ITV News. In terms of what her cousin be thinking, Babadi said, I think he would say it's okay. I know what I stand for, and I'm prepared to face whatever consequences come my way. Don't worry about me. I'll stand strong until the very end. Babadi added that the whole family had no hope in the Iranian regime but begged people around the world to mount pressure on the state. Nejin Niknam, a close friend of Salehi, said his death sentence was baseless and accused the regime of trying to silence him. Toomaj has always been the voice of the voiceless in Iran through his music. His fans refer to him as the son of Iran, the lion of Iran. Salehi was arrested in October 2022 and charged with spreading corruption on earth and waging war against God, offenses that carry a death sentence. He had released anti-government music and urged his followers to join in the demonstrations that have continued on despite brutal repression, mass arrests, and hundreds of deaths. Following his arrest, evidence emerged that the rapper was being held in solitary confinement and tortured. The unofficials reported his nose and fingers had been broken and his legs had been smashed up. In July 2023, Salehi was sentenced to 6 years and 3 months in prison by a court in the city of Isfahan. In November, he was released on bail after Iran's Supreme Court said there were flaws in the original sentencing that qualified him for amnesty. However, he was arrested again 2 weeks later and his charges were later escalated. During a trial in March, Salehi fought back against the accusations and his family said there was no legal and justified citation for the charges. This week, the Isfahan court announced he would be hanged. Salehi's lawyer Amir Rajan called it an unprecedented move as it ignored the Supreme Court's ruling. The court accused Salehi of assistance in sedition, assembly and collusion, propaganda against the system and calling for riots, he added. The court only gave Salehi's representatives 20 days to appeal. We will definitely appeal this verdict, Rajan said. The Iranian officials have not yet confirmed the sentence. In response to the death sentence, his fans are rallying around the world, under the hashtag of #SaveToomaj, to call for his release. In Iran, Salehi's music is being played as a form of protest. The office of the U.S. envoy to Iran strongly rebuked the death sentence. In a statement, it said, "We strongly condemn Toomaj Salehi's death sentence. We call for their immediate release. These are the latest examples of the regime's brutal abuse of its own citizen, disregard for human rights, and fear of the democratic change the Iranian people seek."